So anybody can tell me what is interrupt? What is interrupt? This screen is visible, na? This screen is visible. Lecture 8.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So anybody can tell me what is interrupt? Okay, I'm saying interrupt is a signal, basically is a signal which is emitted by hardware or software. By hardware or software. By hardware or software. Stop or control the flow of program. To stop or control the flow of program. Okay? Flow of program. This is the interrupt. Now next question comes in mind, what kind of signal I am talking? You heard lots of signals. So for interrupt, which kind of signal you are giving? Either sine, square, triangular, pulse, noise signal, speech signal. What kind of signal? Anybody can tell me?
Square.
Sorry?
Square.
Yeah, correct. Every time when we are talking about processor or controller, it will take only digital signal. Only digital signal. And in the digital signals, you have a two type, square and pulse. These two signals is available. Okay. So usually you are providing a square signal. So what is square? What is pulse? Anybody can give the answer? Square signal. What is pulse signal?
मैम स्क्वायर में तो मैम ड्यूटी साइकिल 50% होती है और मैम पल्स में 0 से 100% के
Very
बीच
good,
में।
very good. Duty cycle of square wave would be 50%. Means on time and off time would be 50%. Meaning is that if your LED will be on for equal time, assume it your LED time period is 1 millisecond. So if your LED will be on for 0.5 millisecond and off for 0.5 millisecond. So here duty cycle is 50%, means on time and off time is equal. Okay, at a regular rate it will happen. And if you are talking about pulse, duty cycle vary. Duty cycle vary. ठीक है? Duty cycle can vary. कैसे vary करेगी? It can vary. It can be 10 to or 1 to 100%. ठीक है? Assume it. If you are, again you have a time period 1 millisecond. So if I am saying 0.1 millisecond LED will be on and 0.9 millisecond LED will be off. So the duty cycle here will be 10%. ठीक है? 10% on time, 90% off time. So this is called the pulse signal. I can give the example of that. If your heart is beating at a regular interval, heart, respiration rate, everything happen at a regular interval. That's why we are saying we are normal human being. If your heart is not beating at a regular interval, so it means you have a arrhythmia. Arrhythmia you have. If your heartbeat is not regular, if your heartbeat is like that, on time and off time is equal. On time and off time means your heart contraction and relaxation will not be equal. Means you are releasing your blood, then you are again retrieving your blood. That time is difference. So this kind of disease is called arrhythmia, means you have an irregular heartbeat. So this is not the good condition. We can give the pulse signal. Pulse signal will be utilized to display arrhythmia disease. And if you're talking about the heart rate, we are using square signal. Your respiration, your heart rate, these all are the square signal. Okay. Now next thing is that types of interrupts. Okay, so the types of interrupt can be many types. So first type will be the way to apply. Way to apply means if you are applying any interrupt on your IC, so on what way you are applying the interrupt on your particular IC. So assume it, if you are giving your signal to the IC externally, so you will say that kind of thing is called hardware interrupt. Assume it in your IC you are giving your interrupt via program, so that kind of interrupt is called software interrupt. See, you are writing certain line of code, in that particular line you are writing certain instruction for interrupting anything, so that kind of interrupt is called software interrupt. And if you are providing input for IC externally, that is called the hardware interrupt. Okay, so you can take the example of that. Assume it one student listening my lecture and I'm pinching him, so that pinching is the hardware interrupt. And if the student automatically come to my class by his own mind, so that is called the software interrupt. Okay, so that is the example of hardware and software. Next classification, way to deal with the interrupt. Means your processor or controller, how your processor will deal with the interrupt. So assume that your processor having a multiple interrupts. Assume you have a 1 2 3 4 5, you have a 5 interrupts at once. So if processor wanted to deal multiple interrupts at a time, so according to that, that particular thing can be defined in a two types, ISR and polling. ISR is nothing but an interrupt service routine. It is interrupt service routine, ISR. Okay. So first I'm explaining what is polling, what is ISR. So assume it, if your processor dealing in a polling patient, so polling patient is means if you have a 5 interrupts. So if the 5 interrupts approaching the processor, this is the processor. So if this 5 interrupt approaching the processor, in what way? First interrupt will be here. Assume it your processor is this one. Assume it your processor, or this 5 interrupt is in a round robin fashion, in a circular manner. So assume it this 5 interrupt, how the processor is dealing. First processor asking from the first person, is any work will be there, any work will be there, the processor will stuck there. Then he's going to the second person, in any work will be there, processor will stuck on the second. Then it will going to the third, then it will going to the fourth, then it will going to 5, then it again come back to the 1. So this is called the polling way of dealing with the interrupt. So polling way of dealing with interrupt is basically we are saying in a round robin fashion. Indirectly we can say interrupt will be dealing in a round robin fashion. That is basically called the polling. So can you say, tell me polling method of interrupt is useful, or I think it's not useful? Dealing of the interrupt in a polling way, it will be beneficial for the processor or it will be the wastage of time?
मैं एक बार पोलिंग वाला फिर से समझाना।
See, polling interrupt is nothing but your processor dealing with the 5 person at a time. You can understand in that way. Assume it, if I am a faculty and I am the processor and I am having 5 students, है ना? So these 5 student just asking me the question in that way कि I am covering first person, second person, third person, fourth person and fifth person. So how I am dealing these 5 students? First I'm going to the first person, I'm asking if you have any doubt, if you have any doubt, I'm checking on the first person. Then I'm going to the second person, then I'm asking, are you have doubt or not. Then I'm going to third, then I'm going to fourth, then I'm going to fifth, then I'm again come back to the 1. So in that way I always used to engage. So this kind of dealing of the interrupt is not good. If I'm asking every student in a round robin fashion, one by one, what will happen? My lots of time will be wasted. Because maybe it's possible second student don't have any doubt, maybe third student don't have any doubt, but still I'm stuck in there for a particular time period. So that way of dealing with the interrupt is called the polling way. Is it clear?
Yes,
Is
ma'am.
it clear? Okay. Now next I'm telling ISR. ISR is nothing but an interrupt service routine. So the same condition. If I am the processor, I am dealing with the student. I am standing on the center position and the 5 students surrounded by me. So how I am dealing? I am standing here. If somebody having a work, that person will approach me and I will perform the task. If somebody is not approaching me, I don't perform the task. So what is the way? If maybe 106 student will be there, so rather than asking to the every individual student in a round robin fashion, what I'm doing, I'm just standing here. If somebody will have a doubt, they will ping me. So in that way my workload will be reduced and I can effectively perform my task. Is it clear what I'm saying? So ISR way of dealing with the interrupt is a very good method. Here no wasting of time. So that's why in a microprocessor and controller we are dealing the interrupt in a ISR way. Is it clear? Is it
Yes.
clear? Okay, and here real-time example I can give you. Real-time example of ISR. Assume it you have a right now you have heard the smart city, smart home. So in your home lots of sensor will be there, like you have a sound sensor, you have a fire sensor, you have a humidity sensor, you have a temperature sensor, you have a gas leakage sensor. So assume that 5 sensors will be there. So how the processor will detect this data and send the alert message? So either what the processor can do, either one by one processor will take the data and transfer the data, and every time in a cyclic manner processor coming and sending the data. So in that way what will happen, maybe the fire will be happen when the processor will checking the data of gas sensor. So this way of dealing with the interrupts can give harm. That's why we are not dealing in the polling way. But if we are dealing in a ISR way, what will happen, assume if the gas leakage will be there, so automatically processor will detect, because we are putting in the gas leakage in the priority order. So gas leakage on the higher priority, fire on the higher priority. So whenever this thing will happen, processor will automatically take the action for this thing. So ISR way of dealing with the interrupt will be utilized for transferring the sensor data on an emergency basis. So in a smart home or automation project, if you have a multiple sensor, so you have to decide the priority, and according to the priority, if something will be happen, so processor will leave that particular task and will go and just take the action for that particular thing. Assume it in your building, fire sensor must be on high priority, gas leakage is also on the high priority. So assume it these two events happen simultaneously. So in that condition, how the processor will take action? So here what you have to do, processor have to take the action, fire or gas leakage. So as a programmer, if you put a fire on the high priority, so processor will take fire on a higher priority and perform the fire task. What task will be performed? It will send the message to the fire safety system, it will send the message to others, everything will be happen, all the emergency door will be open. So these all tasks will be performed with the fire. If the gas leakage will be there, if you are putting the gas leakage on the high priority, then gas leakage task will be happen. So it depends upon the programmer ki which task will be, or which particular input will be put in on the high priority. So this particular thing is very important when you are writing a code. So ISR is the best method to deal with the interrupt. Okay, now next thing is the way to use in a program. Means the basis of that, your interrupt can be the vectored and non-vectored. Basically vectored and non-vectored means what? Assume that your program is working from the first line to 10 line. Okay, so assume it at 10 line, when your program on the 10th line, one interrupt occur. So on condition, what processor will do, from 10th line to wherever the interrupt will be there, assume your interrupt happen at a 20th location. So your main program will go to the 20 location, perform the task of the interrupt, then again come back to the 10th location. So this way of dealing with the interrupt is called the vectored interrupt. Meaning is that if the processor knows the location in the main program where he has to come back after performing the interrupt task, that kind of interrupt is called the vectored interrupt. Okay, I am giving the second example of that also. Assume it, if you are reading one book and if somebody will come, you have to entertain that person. Okay, so if you are reading the book and you are at the 10th page of the book, so what you will do if some person will come on that condition? So at the 10th page, you are putting a bookmark, you are going and attending the person, then you are again come back and you are again resume from the 10th page. So this way of dealing with the thing is called the vectored. So if your program will work in this way, that is called the vectored interrupt. Vectored means you know the memory location where you have to come back. Okay, is it clear what I'm saying? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now next is a non-vectored. If I'm saying non-vectored, take another example. Assume it again, you are reading the book. If somebody is coming, you are going and entertaining the person. So when you are reading the book, you are not putting any bookmark. If some person will come, you just lift your book and go and entertain the person. Then again you come back and you don't know from where you left and from where you have to start. So you are again retrieving the data from the first position. You are reading your book from the first position. So this way of dealing with the interrupt is called the non-vectored. Okay, so that is the basic difference between the vectored and non-vectored. Here you know the memory location, here you don't know the memory location. Clear? Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now next is a way to apply. Way to apply means on what part? Assume it if you have okay, okay, fine. Can you see this square wave? Can you see this one PPT? This PPT, can you see? Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so basically age triggered and level triggered. So basically this is one clock. You can see this is one clock. Okay, so if I am giving interrupt on this particular age, this is called the, if this particular age, so this is called the level triggered. This is the negative level, this is the positive level. If I am giving the interrupt here, so this is called the age triggered. If I am giving interrupt here, age triggered. This is, so depending upon on what point of the clock you are giving the interrupt, according to that basis, interrupt can be classified two types: age triggered and level triggered. So if you are giving interrupt on this particular point, you are saying this is a level triggered, this one or this one. This is called level triggered. If you are giving interrupt on this point, you are saying age triggered. This is. Okay, so basically this is the meaning of that, age triggered and level triggered. On what point of clock you are applying a interrupt. Assume it if you wanted to make a door visitor counter. So in a door visitor counter, assume it your counter is running from 0 to 1 second. 0 to 1 second. Okay, so when you have to start counting, when any person will be enter, so your interrupt condition will be there ki whenever somebody will enter, it will start counting, otherwise it should not start. So in that condition you have to provide age triggered or level triggered interrupt.
Age triggered.
Yes, definitely on particular age. If somebody will coming on that particular age, because in the level triggered वो एक level पे ही रहेगा, तो उस condition में maybe your data will be mislead. Okay, so according to that we can say we have a two types of interrupt: age triggered and level triggered interrupt. Next is the depending upon the priority. Priority means we already discussed. Okay, so assume it you have a 5 interrupts. Okay, so as you know, processor can deal one interrupt at a time, but assume it if the processor got the all 5 interrupt at once, so how the processor will deal with that particular interrupt? So depending upon the priority order, so whatever interrupt having high priority, processor will deal that particular interrupt, then later on lower, then according to that processor will deal with that thing. Okay, so if you are masking particular thing, masking means you are avoiding that particular task, so you can say that kind of interrupt is called maskable interrupt. Non-maskable means which thing you are not able to avoid it, that is called the non-maskable interrupt. I am giving a real-time example of that. Assume it I am a faculty, not faculty, I am taking example for a student. Okay, so assume it the student have to deal with the every person, with the faculty, with the HOD, with the director, with the VC and everyone. Okay, so assume it this all 5 person, your faculty, your HOD, your director, and your VC, your pro VC and your VC, that all person approaching at one time. So how the student will deal with the 5 person according to the priority order? So as you know, standardly we know VC is the high priority, so you deal this first person and you will mask rest of the person. So this is called the non-maskable, and you can say this is the maskable. You can say that thing. So that is the meaning of maskable and non-maskable. So in every processor and controller, some interrupts are the maskable, some are the non-maskable. I am again taking a real-time example like fire. If you have a multiple sensor, fire, gas, and as well as sound sensor, as well as distance sensor, as well as humidity, temperature, these all are the sensor interface. So here, according to the situation, this fire and gas must be high priority because it will damage everything, but this can be, you can mask it if this thing has happened. Whenever some mishappening will be happen, you will give priority to this. If you wanted to decide the priority in between to that thing, so you will decide according to the situation. Means if this is a chemical factory, so you have to give the preference to the gas. If this is the normal thing, you will give the preference to the fire. So depending upon the application, you have to decide which sensor should be at high priority, non-maskable. Okay, so this is basically interrupts types. And in 8085 you have a 5 interrupts. Trap, RST is nothing but a restart 7.5, restart 6.5, restart 5.5. These are the interrupt. This is the INTR, interrupt request. So in 8085 these are the 5 interrupts. One more interrupt will be there. This is the reset. We are not counting reset as an interrupt, but this is also the interrupt. we are not counting reset as an interrupt. Reason is that we can't use this is as an interrupt. Reset is only reset your whole system. Means it will initialize your whole program on the first location. Whenever your system will be hang, whenever your program will be stuck in any while loop in anywhere, and on that condition you put the reset button. So by default your program comes on the first position. Technical meaning of this particular reset is that your program counter initialize the first location of memory. That is the meaning of initialize the first location of memory. That is the meaning of reset. So reset is also the interrupt, but you can't connect any sensor over here. You can't connect any sensor, whatever I said it. So reset is the interrupt for the processor. These are the interrupt you can connect it. Okay, is it clear? Is it clear? Yeah, is it clear? Is it clear? Anybody
Okay,
can
ma'am.
respond me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I think for today class that part is enough.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so if you have any doubt, you can